Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai, and today I'm gonna be reacting to Chainsaw Man chapter 152. But before that, let's talk a little bit about 151. Like always, we talk about the previous chapter, and I think I have some a little bit more understanding on some things, but not too much. Since there's obviously different ways that you can read scenes and characters. But we started with Fumiko being grabbed by the whip hybrid, and Denji just watching. Oh no, it was by the spear hybrid, and she was confused about how you know how they're still out here just free since uh, Quan Chi took them out, and there shouldn't have been an ally near them that would have helped them regenerate. So I'm confused as well still. That this is still something that I don't understand. I mean, they just said that they let them escape, but like, what? A hybrid after being like cut up into multiple pieces isn't going to move unless they're given blood. So I don't know. And then Denji calls them monsters, and Sugo tries to, mm, uh, not necessarily make Denji see it from his point of view, but more so it's like Sugo is expecting Denji to basically react exactly as he would. Or, I mean, yeah, basically. It's like, well, we're doing this for righteous reasons. I don't understand why you're so upset. Like, obviously, by doing this, we're going to save the world. So, I, I not necessarily in that tone. He could be a little self-aware, and but it's just not clear. But that's how it feels like from what I see it. Like, just don't make a fuss. We're doing the right thing, okay? So I don't see why you're taking such a big issue with it. And then she's just like, yeah, completely dumbfounded. Like, what the hell? Like, yeah. So it was just basically uh, completely removing emotion out of this situation, which just does not work. And, also, there's also the fact that Sugo's basically being manipulated and lied to by Bottom and the other hybrids in the church. So he's basically also himself deeply in denial about no, this is definitely what we're doing is definitely the right thing. Otherwise, I just can't accept what we're doing. Like that would just too be it would be too heavy of a burden to carry, you know. Yeah, you know it's because we're doing it for righteous reasons that I don't feel bad about doing this to you. Basically, doing it as like protection to himself as well. But yeah, Denji, as most of us are like, yeah, what the hell? This doesn't make any sense. And then Sugo just says, "Are you angry? Then unleash that anger." Still completely not showing any sign of understanding Denji's point of view. And also because not necessarily that Sugo would do this, but just, that's also what he's been taught by the the people that he's been, uh, you know, seeing as sort of like a makeshift. I don't want to say family, but just this group that he's been tagging along with, and he believes basically, like surely they couldn't be using me as just a tool. Like, I'm not in another situation like Makima again. It's not possible. Like, I'm free now, surely, right? Oh man, this is just sad. And even Whip is laughing at him because at least she's self-aware that she can commit all these atrocities and admit to herself that it's not for any sort of grand objective. It's just for the chaos. And then we see Bottom starting to get up again. Then Nayata shoots a chain to his head, but then nothing happens. And just, she tries to basically she tells him to end himself. But the chain straight up just goes away. So he walks towards her and starts choking her. And yeah, Denji looks pretty concerned, but I mean, Bottom just tells him that if he moves, she will die. So Denji just kind of has to just stay there still for a second. And then Bottom says, "Looks like you can't take control of us. Is that because my body's still under Miss Makima's rule? Or Makima-san?" And interesting that he calls her like that. Makima-san or Miss Makima. Is that because my body is still under Makima-san's rule? Like 100%, I don't think that would be the case, because that's not the case with Sugo or the Whip hybrid or Spear hybrid. Like, they don't really seem to be under her influence. I mean, not by devil powers. Sugo more seems to be psychologically. And then the other options, because my heart belongs to her even now. So yeah, that would definitely seem to be more the case, that Bottom had, feelings for Makima. Of what exact nature, it's not for sure, but it could have been romantic. Although it's definitely not a thing of like, he understood Makima and cared for her as a person or something, and that's why he loved her. Blah blah blah. No, I think it's more so a thing of like, Makima was pochita. He just liked the idea of her and was going along with her plans because something of that just appealed to him. We don't know exactly what. It's just more so that a controlled, peaceful world was supposed to arrive. So he liked that, It's even though he like manipulates and lies to Sugo, he also wants to be like that. It's possible that he actually wanted to be kind of like take Denji's spot and like being a dog and always just following orders, so that whatever choice he makes, it would never hurt, or he'd never feel guilty about it, because that would just be someone else's fault. He'd just be a puppet, and that would be that. That seems to be the case. But yeah, it's got nothing to do with devil powers. Is just more so with what Bottom believed about her. And that also feeds also into how he feels about Denji. Might even feel jealous because Denji, got to have a little bit of what Bottom wanted, even though it's not a good situation to be in. That's what Bottom believes he needs, and that could also definitely be why he's being so I don't want to say like vindictive or ruthless, but he's definitely got a cruel streak with Nayuta as well. He seems to resent her for not being Makima anymore. So he lost the one person that, could have, or what he thought could have gotten rid of all his problems. Yeah, that's one way to look at how Bottom reacted here in his speech, which is something I really needed because there was something that was, even though he was showing potential, now it feels like he's gotten a substantial amount of good characterization for me. So yeah, at first, like when I first read the chapter, I was like, I'm so confused. Now I'm like, okay, I can see the vision now, and I understand, you know, some of what could be his motivations and his reasonings for how he's acting, at least during part two, or yeah, even by the end of part one, because like I said, I don't think I believe he would have been like literally uh, controlled by the controlled devil's powers, but he was going along willingly. It was just that just like Denji, he was choosing to be under Makima like a puppet. But you, Chainsaw Man, even though you destroyed a promise of peace, yeah, you've been lapping up the peace public safety provided to you. Yeah, so he's definitely envious of Denji, not just of because of what he did, to Makima, which resulted in Nayuta and no Makima, but also he sees what Denji has been living so far, as with relative peace, as something just unforgivable. Those flames are your punishment. Yeah. Then we have Nayuta use the chain on a public safety agent and to shoot Bottom, which was very clever of her. Then she shouts at Denji, and that's when Denji grabs his chest, and he looks like, I want to say, the angriest we've ever seen him in the whole series. And while looking at their burning apartment, and then we see Pochita, like straight up just Pochita there, and we see a little Denji just smiling at him, and he gives him the peace sign, which he's done so multiple times in the series. I think it's when he's basically, sure that he can do something. That's when he gives the peace sign. Because he gives it when Makima first asks him if he can kill the gun devil. There's also the peace sign where Kishibe asks him if he's that chainsaw monster or Denji, and he gives him the peace sign. There might be another one I'm missing, but yeah, that seems to be the case. Although there could be something more that I'm missing. But yeah, this seems like a pretty big event in Denji's character arc. Like, from here on, there's definitely gonna be a shift on how he acts and thinks of Chainsaw Man as part of his identity, I feel. So then he, reps the ripcord while also ripping out parts of his shirt. And even though he doesn't seem at peace. I do feel like, the page before that shows that um, he's not doing this out of hatred anymore. He's not, turning into Chainsaw Man for revenge, but he's doing so because that's just what he wants to do. So that could be, maybe, I don't know. I could choose it as more, to see it in a more positive light, that him turning into Chainsaw Man and he's happy here. Unfortunate type of happy, where he's feeling finally free now that he can be Chainsaw Man after so long, and he's doing so out of a more positive emotion. But that could just be me in copium. But I do feel like it's definitely relevant that he doesn't actually transform when he's looking so pissed off, but he changes his mentality a little bit after he sees Pochita. But we still have Nayuta asking him, "Why are you laughing?" But of course, Nayuta would have no idea what is going on through Denji's head. So that's just her trying to understand him. I don't know. Hopefully, I'm right, and it's not gonna be such a bad outcome in regards to Denji's mental state. But we'll see. And that's why we're going into the next step. The next chapter, the new one. So for this, I've gotten spoiled about 2 panels. One, both him and Sugo are going to be fighting in their hybrid forms. And I've seen Denji kneel down while Naita is holding him by the shoulders. But that's it, okay? So let's get started. Whoa, the first page is just Denji in the Chainsaw Man form. And then I would say a pose that says, "I'm ready to start battling." And but the chapter title is called Massage. How? Why? I guess we'll see. It's another Chainsaw Man wannabe. Really? Really? all the Chainsaw people only have a small thingy. None of them have gotten to look like this. But whatever. Yeah, in my neighborhood. Yeah, come quick. But yeah, this is gonna have big ramifications. Denji's definitely going to have to. Well, the apartment was already burned, but now that people are seeing that he has this form, I don't think he can come back to this. I think he's going to also just not be able to come back to school. So maybe they're gonna go on the run. So Fumiko gets released by Spear, I guess, because their goal has been accomplished. They wanted Denji to transform. And yeah, that's sad, honestly, in that way too, because the church hybrid's goal in this thing, I don't know what to call it, was to make Denji transform. And after so many attempts, they finally managed to do so. So it's their win in that regard. But at the same time, Denji wanted to do this. but it was more so that people weren't allowing him to. So, okay, we see both Sugo and the Spear Hybrid are triggering their transformations. The chisels are a bad idea right now. Let's run for it. Oh, wow, yeah. Naito is actually telling them to run. Oh, yeah. I mean, now that I think about it, I didn't even. I feel like I mentioned that last video, but the reason why, she couldn't use the chains on Bottom is because she sees him as superior than her. It makes sense to me. Naida, get out of my way. Ooh, yeah, I would listen to him, Naida. There's no persuading him now. He turned, so he's definitely gonna make mincemeat out of at least one of them. So, yeah, if you don't want to get hurt by mistake, stay away. Wow, the next panel is just a big one of Naita looking completely shocked at this. And I'm not sure if Naita has actually ever seen him fight, but obviously this is definitely different than any other time, considering, the Pachita conversation. Oh wow, even like an old lady, it's grabbing Naita and taking her away from him. Wow. I'm the worst, aren't I, Pochita? They burned down my home with my pets inside it, and I'm feeling happy. I feel like $1,000,000. Thanks to you guys, I get to be Chainsaw Man. Wow. You know what kind of this reminds me of? There might not be, an intentional parallel, but I'm thinking of Asa and Yuko laughing before she died when they were at Asa's apartment, and she was also having a sort of similar inner monologue of like, oh, I'm the worst, right? Yuko just kill people at the school, and I'm here just having a good time with her. So there goes probably another similarity between them. Yeah, I don't know what to think. I mean, Denji has never had, the best way to deal with his feelings whenever someone close to him dies, but yeah, I don't know how to feel about this. Him not just processing his grief in the best way. But this is a cool page layout. The way that it's framed with Denji's head at the top, and then Spear and Sugo under him. So Whip and Sugo are about to go after him. Yeah, but he just doesn't let them do anything. A Spear though, a Spear is kind of OP with he was the only one in the battle at the end of part 1 to actually manage to injure Pochita not one but twice. So he has to be careful of that. And yeah, I expected it. He's the one he definitely had to be looking out for the most. Now what? Come on, Chainsaw Man, you can do better than that. Give us a real scare. Oh. Damn, that spear is deep in the concrete. Denji's just bleeding from his mouth. Yeah. Ah. Oh shit. Wow, okay. I don't think. Oh, okay. So Denji just cut through a spear from like the middle, like here, while also cutting himself as well. I don't think we've ever seen Denji like harm himself this much during a battle. Probably the most could be when he set himself on fire to defeat Santa Claus, or when he cut his head with his chainsaws during the Falling Devil fight. But wow. Eesh. Wow. What the? Yeah, there's someone in the background just vomiting. Yeah. Naita just looks completely still shocked. Yeah. Now what? Yeah, okay. Now he's going to cut Spear's head and drink the blood from there. Yeah, thanks for the food. Whoa. I don't know why, but like, I don't know. I feel like we've seen Denji be brutal before, but somehow the imagery here, it's somehow striking a lot more than any other time. Spit him out! Oh no, Whip finally is trying to help out Spear. Wow, but Denji actually managed to get out of the way and slice off her leg. So now she falls, and now he's slicing her up. Oh, are you saying I auto-cook my food first? Ah! Sugo! Help me! Ah! Shit. I mean, I kinda did want Denji to massacre them, but somehow I still don't. I don't know, something about this doesn't feel satisfying to me. Also now Sugo screams and now he's the one going after Denji. Oh. It seems like they both stabbed each other in like the chest. I love the way this is drawn though. Like all the lines to imply the speed, or you know, how quick they're moving, specifically Denji, while the building behind them is still burning. Oof. Oh, and Sugo is now the one bleeding from his mouth. Denji! The thing about massages is... Oh, that's why this chapter is called that? Too much force and they hurt. There's a sweet spot where the pain turns into pleasure. Oof, Denji. I don't know what that says about what he's feeling right now. What's that have to do with anything? Let's get out of here already. Yeah, I think this is a mistake. That he's prioritizing cutting these guys up over Naita's safety. You know, Naita, maybe you shouldn't be around me anymore. Ooh. What? He doesn't mean that, right? Like, oh, man. Like, they have a very, not very, but they have an unhealthy codependent relationship at the moment. But that doesn't mean I want them to straight up just completely cut ties with each other. But man, the reaction from Naruto just makes me breaks my heart. especially after the conversation they had, uh, in the alleyway. Okay, let me see if he says anything more. Because for me, this is where it hurts just right, and damn, do I feel good. Wow. Buddy. Hmm. Yeah, I don't think he's in a good place. Him getting hurt makes him feel good. Hmm. Makes me think of, like, him self-harming and, thinking he deserves it, basically. Not, not necessarily like literally, but technically, that's the vibes I'm getting. Maybe like symbolically or whatever. And he just laughs. Oh man. Yeah. Even though I was ready for, you know, Denji, once we got to see Denji transform again, that it wouldn't be triumphant. This is still sad to see. Like he's basically saying, I'm not a good influence to be around. You shouldn't be around me. You're only gonna get hurt. Like that's not exactly what he's saying, obviously, but that's just what I'm getting from the way that he said it. Honestly, like I don't know, maybe I should take what he's saying at face value. But there's also something in me that makes me think, like, even though Denji is saying it, there's a good possibility that he doesn't actually understand why he's actually saying this. And he thinks, oh, momentarily, at the present moment, it makes me feel good, but he just doesn't understand the implications or, like, the the emotional, psychological reasons why. Like, honestly, I think it's that, yeah. Along with, the fact that he hasn't gotten over the deaths of Aki and Power, that he feels guilty that uh, bad things keep happening around, that bad things keep happening to the people around him. So it's like, if I'm just by myself, then just that's not going to happen. Then I'll just, slice and dice because that's all I'm good for. I don't know. But I could be reading too much into it. And honestly, I'm kind of hoping I'm wrong. Maybe there is, a small bit, there's a sort of like beauty in the fact that Denji isn't feeling depressed uh, to what just happened to his pets and what this means and how he's possibly gonna lose Naota after turning into Chainsaw Man here. but this just feels like the wrong thing to do. Now, obviously, now talking into regards to morality, but just into what I think is best for him as an individual. I don't think him telling Nayuta to leave him is a good idea. Like, he already barely has any connections with other people, so him just isolating himself even further is not good for him. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what Nayuta says. But I don't think she's just going to say, oh, is that what you think? Then I guess I'll walk away. I'm expecting her to actually argue with him, or at least try to, and like try to reason with him, and make him see that he needs at least one person in his corner, He already lost a family by death, and now he's trying to get rid of another family member by just doing this. So yeah, but I don't know what Fujimoto has in store, but I don't like I am, but I'm not looking forward to it. You know what I mean. So if you enjoyed my reaction to this chapter, please like and subscribe. Until next time, see ya.